Now we're looking at completing the own plant and equipment. This is the form, and then you can see that the form is completed, but the data is not yet confirmed. So you click on the data confirmed, unconfirmed. Then it opens. Then it shows you there that it's false. This one, it should be true to show that your data is confirmed. And below there, it explains in terms of what is own plant and equipment. So I'll just summarize it in short, but if you want to understand the strategies and how you buy the own plant and equipment and what you should consider, the things that you need to look for when you're looking at your plant and equipment, then the way we've created the videos and the notes that you can read, and then so that you familiarize yourself and you understand fully what is own plant and equipment. But just to summarize, plant and equipment, okay, later on we'll be dealing with the least one. So owned is when the business owns the asset. What is an asset? The assets are the long-term structures or equipment that the organization will use for more than a year. So that is an asset. So you're spending money on something that is going to generate you, or you're going to derive benefits from it over a long period of time. So it's like a laptop, it's an asset. It's like a camera, it's an asset. So you need to understand that's an asset. And then when you're talking plant and equipment, those are assets that an organization is using to produce the products and services that they are selling or they are servicing. So if you are producing bricks, for argument's sake, so your plant and equipment will be your brick making plant. That will be your plant and equipment. If you are maybe a YouTuber, your camera, your laptop will be your plant and equipment. It doesn't have to be big. It's just the assets that you are using to generate your income. Those are called plant and equipment. The other assets will go through them, but the assets that you are using to generate your income are called plant and equipment. So it's already created, but you can delete or you can create a new one. So I will just go through it by editing this one. The first part is, this is relevant and we have data. Yes, we do. The industry segment is the industry segment that you selected from your operations. Then the description, is this the first one? Or because the app will just now limited you to 5 so that you don't buy a lot of equipment. You just categorize them into groups. So if you're buying the cameras, put them together as cameras and you allocate value to them. And then we're saying this is the first one, if it's the second, third, or fifth, depending on your business. Then the assets, is it an existing or is it a new assets? So you identify there, is it existing assets or new assets? And then the operation is the one in, you just have to state, is this one is the one in, let's say Polokwane. This asset will be used in Polokwane. And then what is it used for? Is it land? Is it plant? Is it restaurant? Is it workshop? Is it an office? So it depends on the type of use of the asset. So in this case, we are using it for client service, and then it's only one asset. The suppliers are known. You need to give the name of the supplier there. And then this asset is 20,000. It's our camera. So in terms of the identification, the description there, it's the first asset, but it's servicing that, and then you know that this is the supplier. So we know it's plant and equipment. And then do you have quotations for it? Yes. Is the funding required? Then you decide if you have funding required. Then funding required meaning, are you going to apply for funding, or you already have money for it, or you already bought it? If you already bought it, then you'll simply say the funding is not required. Then there's a date when the asset will come into operation. Then there's a depreciation. Generally, we put in 20 there. Your plant and equipment are depreciated over 20 years. are they bonded? Meaning, if sometimes if a financial institution fund you, then they take bond over the assets, or if you owe someone, you find they take a general notarial bond over the equipment in the factory if you're raising funding, or if you're buying a big asset, then they take that specific notarial bond on that asset, or it's called special notarial bond. So it's special, is this equipment, they take security over it. So you need to know if it's bonded or not. Ours is not bonded. And then here we decide, why are we buying the asset? We want to improve efficiency. And then the product that the asset is linked to is training videos. Okay, and then what is the capacity in terms of that? This camera can do quite a bit of photos, 1,000 photos. Then we confirm the information. Then we click confirm. Then the asset you can see now is updated. Is called now is costing 20,000. As I've updated. And then if you want to learn more about plant and equipment, we have the videos there, and we have the material like all other forms. We always provide you with educational material because our platform is more educational than just completing the business plan. And then we are updated. You see the data says it's true. Then you go back to the dashboard. Then when you go back to the dashboard, then when you look at the plant and equipment, it shows that the data is confirmed. So that's how you complete your owned plant and equipment form. I thank you.